Over time, the idea of a black tulip has been conflated with Dutch tulip mania. That was the bubble that burst shortly before Alexandre Dumas set his story of that name, where the black tulip symbolises a quest for perfection. Use the notion of perfection in today's markets and you could be describing efforts to design an unbreakable currency peg, say, or conversely, that rare trade that bets at just the right moment that such a system doesn't exist. Take Hong Kong. It has the most credible currency peg in the world, virtually unchanged for more than 3 decades. Yet bets against the peg are rising. The Hong Kong dollar has slipped to a 4-year low against the US dollar. While that leaves it only in the middle of its permitted range, the weakness is reinforcing the idea that the city itself is coming under pressure, trapped as it is between China's still slowing economy and the monetary tightening from rising US interest rates, which, with its peg currency, Hong Kong must follow. And China's efforts to manage its own far from perfect system are adding to the pressure, draining liquidity from the offshore renminbi market, which is centered in Hong Kong. Some traders are turning to the Hong Kong dollar as a proxy for the renminbi, while others are putting on more straightforward bets that, were the renminbi to suddenly plunge, the pressure on the Hong Kong peg would basically become unbearable. Hong Kong's markets are increasingly influenced by China. Analysis by Bank of America Merrill Lynch has found that the influence of Chinese factors over key interbank interest rates has risen sharply over the past 5 years. That implies that a weaker than expected China could limit the capacity for those short-term rates to rise, and higher rates are in theory the mechanism by which Hong Kong would attract new funds if its currency comes under pressure, as it is now. If speculators were to break the Hong Kong peg, the black tulip trade should be renamed the Black Bohemia after the flower on the city's flag. Few are prepared to publicly predict a collapse of the Hong Kong system, however. The city holds a US dollar to back every Hong Kong one in circulation, and the regime has so far weathered events including the handover of Hong Kong to China, SARS, and the global financial crisis. No one has ever created a properly black tulip either. But the rising bets against the Hong Kong dollar suggest some traders think that the Black Bohemia might just exist.